Okay. Why I am leaving Microsoft. And I know that I keep saying this, but it's not an easy thing to do it immediately. You can't just jump away from Microsoft. It takes some time to learn an alternative. So, why am I leaving Microsoft? Because Microsoft betrays you and makes you feel and think that your computer is no longer your computer. They try to steal control from you brazenly, without any sort of apology or any kind. The age of innocence regarding computing has gone. The age of innocence regarding computing has gone. We used to be able to trust Microsoft. You can't trust Microsoft anymore. They've just chosen to break your trust. The decision has been made at the highest level that they don't care about the user at all. Not in any way, shape or form do they want to do anything the user wants. Moreover, they are part of this New World Order agenda, because the idea is to try to make people feel as powerless as possible. So why not just steal control of their computers from them? So the only answer I can think of, is to move to Linux. Now that requires a person to become a much higher level computer user, or a much more high level computer user than they've ever been. But everyone I talk to is considering it. There's no one I talk to about the Microsoft problem who is considering just thinking Microsoft's okay. So in a way it's a good thing, in a way it's a sad thing. It's sad that trust has been broken, but this is why this whole New World Order agenda thing is poison, because it relies upon lying and deceit and theft and all of the other rotten things that exist in this life of ours. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. However, with every problem comes an opportunity. So in this case, it's an opportunity for people to learn computing. And then we can destroy this problem that's occurred in Microsoft. But you have to do the work to solve the problem. We can't rely on them anymore. We relied on Microsoft, and some rotten person got into that organization and said, there's an opportunity here to betray people. And the original trustworthiness of the corporation was seen by that person as a vulnerability that they wanted to exploit. They were like, hang on, why do we operate in such a way that the user can trust us? Why should we be trustworthy? And that's the problem. For example, imagine a business that's been built by someone over a long time. They know their customers trust them, and then the business is either handed over to a son who is not ready for it, or sold. That business will very soon, unfortunately, become corrupted, because the original ethos that built the business, which was trust, reliability, authenticity, integrity, those initial ethics that were in place when the company was built are just thrown out of the window by someone who wants to make a quick buck. And that's the problem. That's why we have such things as honor and integrity. Those things are worth something, but there are people who don't understand such things, who become destructive people, who just seek to and succeed in. They seek to destroy things, and they succeed in destroying things. So you have to find a new way of doing things. And that's where we are at the moment with computing. Microsoft is rotted. It's rotten. It's falling apart before our very eyes. It's betraying the user. It gives access to your information and what's on your computer to third-party companies. It's a thief. It's a betrayer. Betrayer. I don't like that word. I don't think it is a word, but it's they are just treacherous now, and they didn't used to be. And Mr. Bill Gates, who's sitting on a pile of money, good for him, fine, whatever, but he's going to watch Microsoft fall into ruin now. So whoever he's put in charge is ruining his company. Well, I guess that's it. We have learned the lesson that you simply can't trust a business. I mean, you can trust them as long as they're trustworthy, and then they can stop being trustworthy. They can start to go rotten, and then you have to make your own decision as to what to do next. So that's that. It's one of my things on my agenda now, is to get a better understanding of Linux, set up a separate PC, a separate laptop or computer with Linux on, and then practice using Linux until I'm very, very much more comfortable with it. It's that simple. Every time I go to my computer, Microsoft has just acted as though it's their machine, as if I'm part of their organization. I'm just like someone who they can do what they want with. How disgusting. That's so far from the truth as to be laughable. And with this kind of thing, this is a good wake-up call for people, the same as COVID was. It's a wake-up call for people to realise that there are nefarious elements in this world who have now decided, let's just breach everyone's trust. Let's plough on with this agenda of ours to ruin everything, to exert as much control over people as possible, sneaking it in through the back door. Another option here, or another way that they do it, is with safety legislation, and environmentalism. The reason they use these things is because they realise that, or they've deduced that who could possibly go against it? Who could argue against something which is ostensibly for their betterment? Who could argue against it? Well, I will. All right. The same with this, all this nonsense about equality and minorities and blah 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 blah. It's just simple. It's nonsense. Feminism. It's all nonsense. It's a false moral shield put in front of complete toxic mayhem. So you get your rights taken away by it's for your best interests. Okay. Ridiculous speed limit control for cars. We've had no problems, none, for a long time, and all of a sudden our government's trying to, well, not our government, the people behind our government who are really pulling the strings to try to exert this psychological control over everyone, are trying to limit people's driving freedoms. Because it might save a life. No, that's not how life works. There is a certain amount of risk in life. These guys know that there's risk in life, but they're trying to use these things as a way of trying to basically remove rights from people and to control people. COVID's running around. You have to stay in your home. What a lie. It was always a lie. It was always a lie. It wasn't just an accident. It was a lie. It was part of this entire agenda. And if you can't see it, you're blind. Okay? I can see it, so I'm not blind. Alright? If you don't want to see it, you're stupid. So blind and stupid people, you can sit on the sidelines while people like me fix this problem. We'll do the work that you can copy and follow, and that's fine, so be it. Rather that than let this rot continue. So this is the situation we're in. There are very many different aspects to this, but it's a complete rot, because it started off with a group of people who wanted to produce a one world government. It's that simple. They wanted to do it, they tried to do it through communism, they tried to do it through other means, and they realised that if they just go all out with their lying, they can try to, but it will never work. All it ultimately achieves is ruining the whole thing. It's like people to cheat in a competition. It's exactly the same principle. It ruins the competition. It just ruins it for everybody, including themselves. And these people are so rotten that they don't care if they ruin it for everybody, including themselves. That's the disgraceful element of these people. And there are people involved in their group who I would imagine are completely disenchanted with what they've done and want to get out of it. So the whole thing is is a rotten thing that some people did, and then it needs to be just moved away from. And we can, and we will. I'm doing it. A lot of other people are doing it too. But the truth about this situation must get out. It must be exposed. It's that simple. If you can't see it, if you can't see the ruination of your country under this nonsensical, false government that we've got, you are blind. Our government, I'm talking about the United Kingdom, but it's the same in most countries. Our government is not working for the British people. There is a bigger globalist agenda that these people have to kowtow to. It's corrupt. It's rotten to the core. And if you think it can't happen, if you're still trusting it, you're as blind as someone who still trusts Microsoft. It's rotten. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's rotten. We need to throw it out with the garbage and start again. And we can. You know, this is just this kind of thing happens. We've been lulled into a false sense of security, I suppose, for a long time, and now it's time for us to wake up and get busy fixing the problems that we see around us. And there are plenty. There are plenty of problems. So I started this video off talking about computing, but the whole problem, that is a symptom of the greater problem. And the only solution is to do things your own way, to exercise every single freedom you can possibly exercise. You must practice your freedoms. It's like exercise of any kind. You must practice your freedoms. It's the same with people buying stuff online all the time. Get off of your backside and go to the shops, or else your high streets will disappear and you'll be wondering why, oh, I don't need to leave my house. Oh! And then you'll realise eventually that that situation was orchestrated to keep you in your house as a prisoner, as other people rule you. And you'll be wondering, oh, how did this happen? The same as people were wondering during this COVID insanity. I can't understand how people are so believing and trusting, but I think it's not that they believe and trust, they just don't want to face the truth. That's the reality. They don't want to face the truth that they're going to have to risk perhaps a great deal to get the freedoms that other people have paid with their lives for. And that's what disgusts me. People who are afraid of doing anything, who are happy to let other people pay the price for the freedoms that they enjoy. Okay, well, so be it. If that's what has to be, that's what has to be. But it's sad. It's sad that people don't have that inherent courage. However, is that inculcated in us, in our society? What used to be, to my mind. I grew up in a situation whereby you were deemed to be honourable and respectable if you did what was right, if you stood up for what was right. And now people are just fat and lazy and rotten and stupid. And fine, if we need to shake them up a bit to get them busy and get them motivated, to get them real again, so be it. But I'm just trying to imagine what goes on in the minds of the people who have done this, because they must be completely, they seem sick, that's all. So, the answer is health. The answer to sickness is health. So you have to be healthy in mind, body and spirit. You have to do what's necessary, and health requires exercise. Exercising of good habits. So exercising your freedoms is another habit. Yeah, it's tough. Learning about computing, learning a new way, yeah, it can be tough. But ultimately you're stronger. The other day I was talking to someone, and he actually came out with a phrase that I've actually thought of myself recently, and I found that amazing. Make discomfort comfort, and then you win. Do that which is uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. Then you've mastered it. Then you've got a new tool a new weapon in your arsenal or whatever. So do that. Don't take the easy route. Do the tough stuff, and it makes you strong. That's what we need.